Alright guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age on the MysteriousJG. We were fighting Yiazmat. Let's keep doing that. What I'm going to do is click off of my recorder window. I was going to do a recap of the story, and then I forgot a term from earlier in the game that had amused me at the time. So I went back to my playlist to actually see what it was, and it was Quiddities. But now I'm thinking, instead of recapping the story, I'm just going to read the video titles and let that serve as my recap. So we got Part 1, Improper Noun Capitalization. Part 2, 7 years later. Part 3, thanks for completing this side quest, here's your reward. Part 4, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Part 3, by the way, I remember we did a little side quest and got nothing for it. Part 5, Mutant Wolves and Moogles. Part 6, Pigtail Girl to the Rescue. Part 7, A Prickly Problem. Part 8, Trading a Girlfriend for Sewage. Part 9, Meet Captain Cool and his Bunny Girl. I think we know who that's talking about. Part 10, Guests are visiting from fake Europe. Part 11, A Horse Made of Hate. Part 12, Beyond Thunderdome. Part 13, Quiddities. Part 14, a sort of combined mine and sewer in one. Part 15, The Final Frontier. Oh, sounds like something's happening. Make sure I'm okay after this. Like, I can hear the game sounds, but looks like everything's fine. So we got The Final Frontier. Part 16, Escape to the Desert. Part 17, summing up a lot of off-screening. Part 18, Dantro's wife takes over our lives. Part 19, we're putting the band back together. Band, looks like, ooh, looks like everybody died there. I might want to slow this back down for a minute and make sure we recover properly. Everybody okay? Van's gonna cast some Protectica. Looks like we're back to normal. Okay. Putting the band back together, man. Part 20, I ain't afraid no ghosts. Part 21, I ain't afraid no chickens. Part 22, forget it, Jake, it's Skytown. Part 23, obligatory mind level. Part 24, don't listen to Ondor's lies. Part 25, Pinello's sugar daddy. Part 26, constant alarm sounds. Part 27, Ondor's the dude who's in charge of this place. Part 28, the runaway princess. Part 29, farewell Miguelo, hello, new racial stereotypes. Part 30, the death of Big Bird. Part 31, oh, the wall have started to move. Part 32, the deep friendship between Fran and Pinello. Part 33, introducing our summoned friends. Part 34, treachery, politics, bribery, and town wandering. Part 35, Ash and her warrior thrall. Part 36, Wyvern Lord and Crocodile. 37, Rain, take us away. 38, in space, snow can hear you spin. 39, Imperial troops have become glowing walls. 40, spelunking to meet a new friend. 41, Sacred Mountain Gagazet. 42, I should be war chief. 43, one good fight deserves another. 45, Adramelech and the Shambling Corpses. Part 40, no, that was 44. 45 would be, let's try creeping ourselves in. 46, Cactuar Family Union. 47, return to Barheim Passage. 48, sporadically friendly bombs. 49, summons versus zombies. 50, unlimited undead. 51, Seraph of Death. 52, the bomb deity. 53, Moron Death City. Love that name. 54, that dog will hunt in the future. I don't even know what that, I have no idea what that title means, actually. 55, Destro and the Weather Dominators. 56, who's hungry for pudding? I can usually guess what these titles meant at the time. 57, leisurely stroll back towards the plot. 58, forget it, Jake, it's Bitch Town. Let me jump back here and make sure things are still going okay. They're fine. Forget it, Jake, it's Bitch Town. Then 59, another mine, really? 60, oh my god, Tiamat. 61, getting cat ear hoods. That's a major turning point in the LP. That's where we broke the economy forever. 62, the Mines of Distraction. 63, Sacred Mountain Gagazet, slight return. 64, disturbing the Elder Worm. 65, necessity? Ah yes, necessity. 66, that was some kind of plot dialogue at the Empire. 66, closed eyes guy and accent guy. 67, unusually skippable video. They could all be called that, of course. 68, everything turn. 69, I heard you like bosses. 70, maybe we should, I don't know, fight the evil empire. 71, funny matchmaker. Furry matchmaker. I remember that one. 72, Macho Randy and the lovely Miss Anne. 73, Hide Edward Hyde. 74, Atomos the Underwhelming. 75, we're done with Barheim Passage, for real this time, maybe. We wouldn't be done with Barheim Passage if, in fact, we were doing the fishing quest. 76, out watering the Gareth. 77, bunnies putting on out hits on bunnies. Jeez. 78, who's that cat with the big head? 79, giant chocobo, even gianter chicken. 80, little shop of horrors. 81, a non-elite mark, how hard can this be? Oh, I remember that one. Ugh. Part 82, this is a job for Jovi. Did we ever figure out what Jovi's deal was? Not really. Part 83, hunting Boogles. Part 84, Balthier versus Ash in the battle to see who's the protagonist, because it's obviously not Van. Part 85, the plane of who cares. Part 86, Pinello speaks. Part 87, not much like Harpo or Vanna. Part 87, Survivor Series match with the Vegetable Ginyu Force. Part 88, Ariman. What is going on? Okay. Seemed like not that much was happening. I was worried. Ariman, Arime bananas. Part 89, running around in circles with purpose. Part 90, exploring every inch of the sewers. 91, Kuklain the Impure. 92, do what I say, Golbez. 93, riding around in circles. 94, what the hell is a judge Sal? 95, Slumdog Gillionaire. 96, meeting the Chop Master. 97, earning our chops. 98, licking our chops. 99, busting our chops. 100, we need to go to the laboratory. It's probably some lame laboratory pun. 101, the Blood Gigas Rec Room. Because I remember that dungeon being kind of uneventful, and finding a room full of Blood Gigases was as interesting as it got. 102, Braska's second to last day on. 103, Avasti, Jake, it's Pirate Town. 104, lining up future hunts. 105, Secret Sandalwood Chop Zone. 106, Mr. Particular, the Worm. 107, getting back some Vieira's stuff. 108, clearing the Necro Hall of Evil. 109, burning the Midnight Oil Kupo. 110, Capital Combat 90, the return of these guys, which is where we fought the guys who kidnapped Pinello way earlier in the plot to keep the plot moving. 111, Battle on the Big Bridge. 112, Battle in the Big Cave. 113, literally throwing money away. It did take us longer to beat Gilgamesh than it's going to in screen time to beat Yiazmat. Certainly, impossibly in screen time, well, not in real time, but in screen time, than it took us to beat him in Final Fantasy 13-2. But not if you count all the failed attempts I had against him off screen. 13, literally throwing money away. 114, Necklace Hunters. 115, the Killer Wabbit of Cairnburg. Quick look back at this window in case I'm getting killed here. Everything seems to be okay. He's going for Death Strike again. You do want to try to be in close. He's using Death Strike kind of a lot. Can we get in close, guys? Oh, whatever. We'll speed it back up. And go back to... I think I had it unspeeded and didn't realize there. My bad. So 116, in the market for Humbaba. 117, look out for crap. 118, Godzilla vs. Violante. 119, Daedalus, how? 120, the crystal maze is being filled. 121, the whole point, plot, theme, conflict of the game underlined. 122, I hate the optional crystal maze, part 1 of 2. I wonder what the next one will be called. I guess we'll find out after I've revived some guys. Oh, that was a close one. We really got to get in close and prevent it keep going from Death Strike. It's readying Cyclone now. I mean, I could blow it here at the end. It's possible. We're not completely free of tension in these videos. It could at the last minute. It's 2/3 of the way beat now. It could come back and suddenly kick our butts. Things could get bad if we were to run out of... Phoenix Downs or whatever. All right. So yeah, we saw I Hate the Optional Crystal Maze Part 1 of 2. Well, the next episode is called I Hate the Optional Crystal Maze Part 2 of 2. Then we have Part 124. That was 123. Part 124 is Ultima the Death/High Seraph. 125 is an old dungeon with a fun new twist. 126, Zodiac ain't no big thing. 127, Zodiac is kind of a big thing. 128, these dogs will hunt. 129, Hunt Club Parts 1 of 12-ish. Then we have Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, Part 5, Part 6, Part 7, Part 8, Part 9, Part 10, Part 11, and Part 12 of 12-ish, which brings us to Part 141, Pisco Demon was a friend of mine. Then we have Part 142, Helping the Gareth one more time. Part 143, Triumph in the Ultimate Quest, Frequent Flyer. Part 144, Death Gaze, I Swear. Part 145, Fafnir and the Ghost Hat Kids. Anybody watching this video who hasn't been watching the entire series, it's probably shut off by now, so I guess I don't need to worry about them. This is part of a longer series. That is one thing I've noticed about... I did my video where I defeated Penance, and there were people I'd never heard of before complaining about stuff that's like long established, like how I do my Let's Plays. Like, you're pretty clearly not watching before this point. Alright. So we'll go back to reliving the exciting titles of this series with 142, Helping Gareth one more time with the Gareth. 143, Triumph of the Ultimate Quest, Frequent Flyer. Part 1, because I actually did the Frequent Flyer quest. I'm impressed with myself. Part 144, Death Gaze, I Swear. Part 145, Fafnir and the Ghost Hat Kids. Never mind, I think I already read these. 146, Nidorina's Cataracts. Nidorina's Cataracts, it's a cute joke, you see. 147, An Empty Arena. This is where we are now. 148, A Candle, Brazier Thing, a Murder Mystery. 149, Battle with Bengala. 150, Not Quite Zodiac. 151, Shut Up, Van. 152, I Hate You Dead. 153, I'm really surprised at how little Titus Inject jokes I made in that whole sequence. I just kind of forgot about it. 153, Hunt Club Hunts, Part 12-ish of 12-ish. 154, These Rewards Will Hunt. 155, Hunting the Behemoth King. 156, Finding the Behemoth King. 157, Fighting the Behemoth King. 158, You Know How Magic Comes in Treasure Chests. 159, Hellworm Prep. 160, W-Y-R-M. And then Scotty How He Does the Worm. 161, The Zodiac Brave Story. 162, Some Kind of Zodiac PSP Remake? Question mark. 163, Ultima, What Did You Get? I got that. 164, Seeking Crap We Should Already Have Had, Part 1 of 3. Then we get Part 2 of 3 and Part 3 of 3. And move on to Part 166, Hello Darkness, My Old Friend. 168, Gimmick Enemies Are Fun. 169, Our Best Ever Look at How Ash Parts Her Hair. 170, A Big Wish Compared to Magic Pot. 171, The Thrilling Hunt for Ixion. 172, The Thrilling Battle of Ixion. 173, The Latest Dinosaur. 174, Those Omegas Are Bad News. And then, whatever I called the previous video, which I haven't given a title to yet, but it will have something to do with fighting Yiazmat, I'm sure. Here we go. So, he's not dead yet. That was gonna kill time until he was dead. Yiazmat is getting more and more fond of using Death Strike, but as you can see, he's in trouble. He's all flashing orange. Would this be a good time to use a haste gun mote? How many of those have I got? I mean, I might as well. Terrible timing, because the one I really wanted to use it on is Vash, and he just died. One of the big threats with this boss is that sometimes it will put Reflect on you, I guess. I haven't noticed it doing that, but it's apparently possible for it to cast the Renew spell on, like you can accidentally cast Renew on one of your characters and have it reflected onto him. In which case he gets back all like billion hit points, because he really does get billions of hit. He has, you know, many tens of millions of hit points, I think. So we'll try this again, just trying to keep Van hasted so he's attacking even more often. But it keeps going for Death Strike on him. Didn't get him that time. And it's pretty apparent that it can use Death Strike at whatever range it wants, because Van is hitting it with melee attacks, and it's still using Death Strike, so it doesn't only do it on enemies that are far away. But it does it every turn when you get out of range. Is there time to recap the plot? I mean, at this point, the plot is that the Empire super researcher man, Balthier's dad, is dead, but his efforts to destroy the Suncrist or whatever was going on at the have resulted in huge amounts of magical energy being released, and the Empire's ultimate ship of destruction, Bahamut, is now ready to go. And they are trying to provoke a war with the power that Weird Shades Euro guy with his like Japanese schoolgirl fetish outfit personal assistant comes from. Rosaria. The big country we never visit, which is as powerful as Arcades and is kind of on the other end potentially of a big war, is Rosaria. And the one character we meet from Rosaria is like some weirdo rich boy horn dog with a goofy accent who wants to fuck Ash, but he wants to fuck everything else that's female too, so pardon for my language. That was probably the first adult language I used in this whole thing up until this point. For all the people who are only watching to see Yiazmat get defeated, I'm sure I just shocked your sensitive virgin ears, but yeah, there's this whole thing. We're just trying to prevent a massive war, and the best way we can do it is to take down airship Leviathan, hopefully without it taking out Dalmasca in the process. Because Dalmasca is a pawn in a broader attempt by Vane Salador to take over the world, I guessed. Okay. Now's where we have to be careful. Because if we have Dispel on... Yeah, we don't actually want Dispel on us. Because that can lead to us... We have to be real careful about just want to be careful here now that I cast a spell. I'm glad I noticed it did that. Or that it casted Reflect, excuse me. So Bosch will cure Bosch. Balthier can use a moat or something to cure himself. How many Phoenix Downs we got left anyway? We're running through those pretty fast, but we've certainly got enough to see us through. Okay. So, without us accidentally healing him, we've put ourselves back to normal. So I can turn all my normal healing stuff back on. Alright. One more hit. A Cyclone won't kill us. I sure hope not anyway. Yeah, but the plot came... it came to a big standstill for us when we had to go to the Nidoran Cataract, because it just unlocked a whole bunch of hunts and side quests and stuff to do that caused... The longer time you spend away from pursuing the main plot, the more you forget what the main plot is, and the less attached you get to the story and the characters. It's one of those things, this game does a great job of giving you lots of optional content, but the balance may be a bit off, because it gets very easy to not care about the story or the characters. But the basically we went to the Nidoran Cataract because we were, at that point, Ash was still trying to decide whether she was going to use, like, do I want to give myself Nethicite powers on par with what the Empire has and just be able, with a single stroke of my hand, to be able to wipe out massive Imperial armies and get revenge on Arcades for Dalmasca and blah blah, and ultimately decided that no, she doesn't want to do that, and that's why she tried to destroy Cid and the Sun Crest or whatever. And guy who talks like Jet Black from Cowboy Bebop sacrificed himself, and we found out that he had once been an Imperial Knight, but he couldn't forgive himself for the horrible destruction that he blah 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 blah. But now it's like, okay, well, we gave away the power to have ultimate Nethicite badassery, but there's a giant airship that's like super strong. And if I didn't already know it from having played the game before, I wouldn't think that the next bit of plot was necessarily the end game. And that's another place where this game kind of falls a bit short sometimes. Like, I don't have this big sense of a personal showdown with Vayne Solidor, even though he's a reasonably well-written, intelligent villain. The idea that we're building up to a big showdown with him isn't really there for me. So we're getting pretty close to finishing this now. As far as things that are still open, well, at our last big plot throwdown with Sid's dad, and there was some kind of member of that weird race of, like, vaguely evil god guys who were trying to manipulate Ash through images of her dead husband. Well, one of them was working with Cid, and it still seems to be around. It even said something like, the pleasure was all mine. Like, when Cid knows he's gonna die, he's kind of like, hey man, or what is his name, Vana? It's the name of the god floating around scary face guy. Sid's even like, hey man, it was a lot of fun, I wish we could have had more time. And the evil scary god monster thing, which I guess is evil, even though its goal seems to be helping mankind free itself from the control of others. But it seemed to, like, legitimately be like, yeah man, it was fun, too bad. But it's still around somewhere, and so is Bosch's evil twin brother. So we have them plus Vayne to deal with. Pretty much all the other main plot characters on the bad guy end are gone now. So we'll see how it all ends up. But I guess it's dawning on me now. Whatever I do with the fishing minigame, I'm probably one lengthy one decent length recording session away from putting this game to bed, and this LP has been going for a while. But here we are. It's just about done. Every time I have to stop and select a new party member, I just get a little annoyed now because we're so freaking close. It's kind of like, just stop already. And it does. I guess I timed it right, deciding to split the videos, though, or to call it a video at about the 30-minute mark. Because that is the ultimate super boss of Final Fantasy XII. Some call it the ultimate super boss of the Final Fantasy series. It is not the most difficult or the most dangerous, but it is by far the most time-consuming. Because, again, bear in mind, we ran most of that battle at 4 times speed, and it took me almost an hour. But Yiazmat is vanquished. And Van will have to change his gambits so that he doesn't just re-berserk himself, but there we are. There's no treasure to collect here. Nothing dropped for us to pick up that I'm aware of. So if we just head on out of here. There's no particular reason for him to be using the Ensanguined shield. He could be using the Zodiac XII. But, Yagi Darkblade, pretty badass, but it served its main purpose. And even when reading through facts on the different classes and what would make good combinations, one of the things they specifically said was, now that I'm thinking back on it, Foebreaker plus Shikari together is the best class to use against Yiazmat. So all this time later, it feels silly, but yes, in fact, that was a long-term thought process when glancing at some suggestions on job classes to use. And somebody even was just like, if you insist on using every class at least once, here's the best combination. But in fact, if you're not insisting on doing that, you probably want to. There's a few classes they suggest you use more than once. And it's really Fran and kind of Bosch who ended up with the just rando combinations of things that I just wanted to get somebody to have them. Although I ended up enjoying Bosch as a character more than I thought I would, and Fran too. Actually, by the time I got through the whole LP, I kind of had fond feelings towards most of the characters, even if none of them are really my favorite characters of all time in any like RPG history or anything like that. But oh, Bahamut is... Yeah, I don't want to go there just yet. But apparently Bahamut has like been hanging around threatening to destroy Rabanastre this entire time, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever, I'm doing the final... I'm doing the stuff that would be post-game stuff if this game allowed you to do post-game, which it doesn't. But Ashe and Van were specifically built to be my melee characters, and Ashe is supposed to be incredibly powerful with the combination of jobs I gave her, but maybe I did something wrong as far as which espers I gave her. The fact that she wasn't good against flying enemies was a nuisance. And also, I don't know, she's never really seemed like to be as powerful as Van was. But Van was supposed to be a really good melee character who specifically is the best you can possibly use against Yiazmat, because the combination of licenses that the Samurai Bushido, or the Bushido Knight class, which is I guess what Ashe is. Yeah, Knight slash Bushi, which is Samurai. Doesn't get to use... oh, I should have used the Moogling to teleport. We're going to go check with the clan hall before we call it a video. Excuse me. What is that? Oh, it's supposed to be an Imperial Guard. That's right, the city's been under Imperial occupation for the entire game. Whatever, it's probably fastest to just walk to the clan hall now instead of figuring out the Moogling. This is time for Clan Centuro, but only clan members would know it as such. You gotta know the secret clan handshake to figure this out. What do you think of the clan? Nice enough lot, if you ask me. Yeah, well, I'm like basically the leader of the clan at this point, so I guess I'm okay with it. I'm basically the leader of the clan at this point. What do you say there, Mont Blanc? Oh, there's a hunt, Koopa. Oh, what are these freeloading assholes doing here, Koopa? I mean, oh, look, my family, Koopa. Have you really done it? Have you defeated Yiazmat, Koopa? No, I just defeated regular Yiazmat, not Yiazmat, Koopa. I don't know what to say, Koopa. I'm happy, but I'm speechless. When I heard Yiazmat had fallen, I got here as fast as I could, Koopa. Don't worry about the stroll. I just wanted to thank you in person. Wait, what? Am I supposed to know who you are? Do you have some connection with the stroll? So thank you, Koopa. Everyone will be thrilled to hear the news. What happy news! I never thought we'd find someone who could defeat Yiazmat, Koopa. That appears to be a female Moogle, but I don't know. Can I tell the difference? This is the first time we've all been together since our master died, Koopa. We'd all gone our separate ways, hoping to find someone who could defeat Yiazmat. It's been a lonely work at times, Koopa. I'm a lonely boy. I never thought the 6 of us would be all together again, but here we are. What a perfect excuse for a family reunion. Thank you, Koopa. You're defeated the strongest creature in Evilise, so that makes you the strongest now, Koopa. Damn right. Better watch out. Our master will finally know peace, Koopa. We'll never forget what you've done for us. Again, let me thank you. I have something for you. A small expression of my enormous gratitude. Take it with all my thanks, Koopa. He's got the big one. 30,000 gil, who could possibly cure, and Godslayer badge ×1. Now, between that and the thing I got for defeating Omega, the badge you get from the fishing minigame gives you access to the ultimate one-handed weapon, which, again, you've already beaten the toughest enemies in the game before you can get it, so who cares? And that, again, it's just like... I kind of did some rough estimates based on reading the guide how long it would take to finish all the fishing games, and it did seem like it was going to be measured in hours and not minutes. So, no. And this is coming from somebody who's recorded now 150-something videos of Final Fantasy XII. Like, we all have our limits somewhere. Mine is obviously... I think Lethal was saying something recently about JG having, like, more patience than might be wise. Like, yeah, but I've hit the point with this one. And also, as I'm doing this, I had a whole session of Neo last night facing optional missions post DLC story, where I'm like, how much time am I going to spend trying to beat these before I just say 99.9% completion is enough? And with Final Fantasy XII, I am there. Yiazmat is gone, but that does not mean the end of the clan, Koopa. You will always be welcome in the halls of Clan Centurio. Koopo, po, po. I have no more hunts to send you on, Koopo. You vanquished every mark there is to vanquish. You're the greatest hunter Evilise has ever seen, bar none, and you've made me one proud clan leader, Koopo. I appreciate the way that by hunting monsters to extinction, you've shown that you have no ability whatsoever to care for nature, Koopo. It's strange. Some of the most serious conservationists, the ones who will get, like, really offended if you accuse them of not being environmentally responsible, because they're the ones who are like, you know, hey, man, I'm actually out there. I actually know what nature's like. I don't sit at a computer typing a bunch of stuff about nature and blogging. I go out and see nature. But, like, they're the people, like, hunters will actually be the most serious conservationists of all, because they have, like, a vested interest in keeping hunting going. Like, you'll hear about people who, I want to say, I know one or two people, they, by coincidence, they're from Texas, so I don't want to say this is true of all Texans per se, but, like, yeah, they're big on going out and hunting, but they insist on using the meat, you know, because, like, part of it is just to justify. I think the hunt is the point, but they get something out of actually using, you know, the animal, Native American styles. But with our clan, it's like we funded all monsters to extinction, Koopo. This is awesome, Koopo. How fares a hunt, Koopo? Koopo, no more hunts to send you on. So it's kind of an anticlimax a bit, considering you can't do anything with that badge by itself, and that's not that much gil at this point. It was like 30,000 gil. I have 12 million gil right now, so that's not the point. The point is, hey, I defeated Yiazmat, the toughest boss in the game. Congratulations, in order. Never in my wildest dreams did I think we'd find a hunter who could bring down Yiazmat. But Mont Blanc, he never doubted it for an instant. You've done him and his master a great service. My thanks for all you've done. So that's nice. We got some clan members acknowledging what happened. Others not so much. We may someday hunt together, hunt the Mark who can share. Should that day come, may we be of aid to each other. Hello, what does the day find you? I do all for the glory of the clan. You've climbed the ranks. So this guy's do not cease your hunt. Do not cease your climb. Obtain ranks that are even higher. It's like, no, dude. He literally told us all. We got 100%. We got a little gold star. We finished all hunts. Farewell to a legend. Yiazmat defeated after a battle to end all battles. So 45 seems like a strange number, but that's it. Our clan rank points. Knight of the Round is the highest that you can get. Sky Pirate Den. Now we've got a little Hellworm logo and a Yiazmat logo. And we got a little symbol for defeating Gilgamesh. I don't know what all could be here, and if we've got it all. Oh, Zodiac, that's Ultima. Crystal. Behemoth King and Fafnir. Did we get something for beating Ultima Weapon? Or Omega Weapon? There's Vossler. Miguelo. Rex Dart, Eskimo Spy. Wrestler? Is he dead? Got Ash who yawns. Gertie? Whatever, I don't think we got anything for defeating, I don't think we actually got anything for defeating, Omega. Alright, now this video has gone long just for the post nonsense, but, just gotta admit. Oh, so see, he's still talking about modded. Hail the conquering hero. Not just anyone who could go up against Yiazmat. My heartfelt congratulations, boy. So, most of these guys have extra or half of them, it seems. So you're still caught up on modded. It seems like people either got new dialogue for modded or for Yiazmat. Yeah. What about you? We had a whole quest with you. Huff huff. She's just training. She's not really modded. Do you have anything to say as far as my recent accomplishments? Never would have thought that the one to slay that wretched beast would be right underneath my very nose, and that Yiazmat was the most powerful creature in Evilus, and you did for him. Imagine that'd make you the most powerful now, wouldn't it? Damn right. When you first come running through that door, I figured on you running home in tears by the end of the day. Look at you now. Good on ya. So that's pretty cool. He's giving us credit. But yeah, like a decent chunk of those people actually acknowledge that we defeated Yiazmat. Half of them are talking about modded, and a few of them have no reaction whatsoever to any recent events. And by recent, I mean things that have happened since the start of the game. So that's it. I need to look up and see where the... you know, having used these guys to defeat Yiazmat, I gotta say, it feels like they've earned the rest of the game off. I think we're gonna use the ladies to finish the story at this point. But yeah, I will look into the fishing quest just so to see if I can Just kind of played through enough to actually do an example of the fishing minigame that you need to do 100 times. And follow the clues and find new fishing holes and do it 100 more times and blah, blah, blah. I'll look into what we have to do to get just a bit of the fishing minigame on screen so that we can have a video of that. And then after that, it'll be time to actually wrap up this entire game. I'm the MysteriousJG. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.